Okay, this is the follow-up video to VVUS, the pick we sent out last night. Remember we talked about it gapping up and then finding support in this area, and we liked it if it broke Wednesday's high. Well, it's kind of embarrassing because I did not take this early trade. Oh, let me just click to the right here and show you. Had a nice pop today, and it did everything we'd hoped it would do. It popped all the way to 905. So hopefully some of you that play our free picks did well on this one. What happened was I was focused on another stock in the early going. These are 5-minute candles, by the way. So it triggered in the first 5 minutes. It went to 856 in the first 5-minute candle right here. So I probably wouldn't have taken it anyway. I like to give the market 10, 15, 20 minutes to see kind of what's going to happen before I take any trades, unless I have a gap play or something, and we have a method of playing those literally in the first 5 or 6 minutes. But VVUS, I was focused on gap play, so missed the initial, and I'm not against taking this at 854 or 855, whatever we said the trigger was. Even if it triggers in the first 5 minutes, we just want you as a member, if you're a member or whatever, to be aware that if you take something that triggers in the first 5 minutes, be aware that those oftentimes fail. So that said, we still say it's okay to take them in the first 5 minutes, but play it smaller and play it closer, tighter stops, that sort of thing. So anyway, this one did trigger and really kind of crept up all day and made it all the way to 905 for a nice percentage gain for any of you who took it in that 855 area. So congrats if you did. Some of our members took it too. Again, I was off doing something else. And after it hit 865 here and pulled back, this is the S&P. You can see what the market was doing. It came right back up to the highs. I did take a small position in this as it broke through the high of the day. My worst case stop would have been right here. And it ran to 871 before pulling back, and I got right back out flat. Because as you can see, I'll draw a vertical line here. When it triggered 5 minutes later, or 7 or 8 minutes later, look at them. The market started right back down. So for that reason, I got out flat. So I just had an uneventful trade in VVUS. And again, my attention in the early going when it triggered was elsewhere. Do want to share an early idea that we did take. You probably saw this one today, Comcast. Let me try that again. Comcast, look at that gap up today. These are daily candles on huge volume. Switch to 5-minute candles and show you how we played this. It had a decent, fairly narrow range, which is what we look for early in the first 5 minutes. What I mean by that is the low of the first 5-minute candle, 1551, and the high, 1563. That's only a 12-cent range. So after the market had been open for 5 minutes, we loved the gap. We knew it had room. Went ahead and called this at 1564, break of the 5-minute high. And from there, it popped nicely, even against a weak market. See how the S&P is going down and Comcast was going up. So very nice there. And I scaled out into this one all the way up for this first pop. And so Comcast was a nice little trade for us. And I think some other members may have played it later again out of this base break too. But Comcast, decent trade. And then my big one of the day. Never know if I'm saying this right, but I call it Sequinome. Could be Sequinom, but we'll call it Sequinome. This thing, crazy pop last week sometime. Then a couple subsequent pops. So I had this on watch. Let me show you a 5-day chart here. That's a 10-day. Let me try that again. 5-day chart. Yesterday, this would have been Wednesday. Very nice pop in Sequinome, and I missed it. I didn't have it on watch. I just forgot about it. And then it pulled back all day, and I think we were watching this yesterday afternoon, but I missed this pop too. Big pop here from really the 410 area all the way to 446. So I told myself if Sequinome is going to pop today, meaning Thursday, I'm going to be watching it, and I'm going to catch it. So, and again, you can see it had some recent highs here, big gap down, and actually look at the 1-year chart on this thing. Up here, this thing was 25 bucks. Huge gap down here. It slowly worked its way back up. Gap down again, and then finally broke out last week. And zoom in on a 13-day chart. So anyway, had it on watch today, and let me show you where I called this one. And I knew this one could pop. Let me rephrase that. I thought this one could pop, especially after yesterday afternoon's rally. I thought if it could break its high of the day, which this is today from here over, I thought we could get a really nice pop, which would have been 436 trigger, okay? But let me zoom in. This is just today now. Here's the early high of 435. This formed one of our favorite setups. Nice, clean, consecutive lower tops. You could almost draw a straight line across these tops. They look like stair steps going down, 15-minute candles. Nice bottoming tail right here. So I called this on 15s at 420. Worst case stop low a day there. And everything fell into place. We got our 420 trigger, and then I told the room, everyone in the chat room, while I was looking around for other ideas, I went ahead and took some at 420. And I said, hey, if this gets up near the high of the day, please let me know, because I want to add. And it got right up here to 435 and started adding on the high of day break. And so then I had an average of, I don't know, the high 420s. Well, right around 430. And over the next 30 minutes, this thing all the way up to 470 and scaled out. But had a big position by then because I had what I call a free add. Anytime you can buy the high of day break here, and you know that it's a stock like Sequin that once it starts printing highs of the day, you can really get some follow through. Anytime you come across that and you're already in it from like a 15 setup like down here, that you have what we've coined a free add. Okay, because then you can add on the high of day break, which I'm not a big fan of buying high of day breaks because those often fail. But when you have an average down here, okay, then you can add up here, and your new average is right in here. So it's what we call a free add. And my average, again, around 430, and I didn't have to think much about it ever coming back down because once it broke that high of day, I mean, it was 15 minutes later, it's at 464, and we're scaling out. So I had a nice size position. Went in with a regular position, and then doubled up here, so I had a nice size position and really enjoyed myself scaling out all the way up into the mid to high 460s, I think was my last sale. So made 10% on that chunk. But very nice day there on Sequin. And then the afternoon, you can see what happened. The market just dove. We had a couple of our waterfall plays for decent little trades in the afternoon, but mostly didn't do much in the afternoon. A lot of these days have done early moves, and then you just get this sideways stuff. And then I think this dived, in just my opinion, was due to, everyone knows, the the employment or jobs numbers coming out in the morning before the market opens, and I don't think too many people wanted to leave themselves exposed to a potential ugly jobs number, and so I think that's the reason for that late day sell-off. But we'll see. Anyway, I'm all in cash. Had a really nice day, and again, congrats to some of you free pick members. You probably handled VVUS a lot better than I did. Wasn't intentional. A lot of times when you're watching 7 or 8 stocks, one will go and you'll be focused on another one, and that's just the nature of trading. But overall, best day I've had in a while anyway. So we will follow up with a free pick next week. Have a great night.